Shh. Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andy.
You either really like me a lot right now or there's something wrong with my face.
No, I really like you a lot right now.
Okay, cool, good.
I was literally just thinking, well, I'm very excited to talk to you for an hour like no one's listening. I was just thinking, we just got back from the cabin.
Yeah.
And how you up at the cabin become more handsome because it's this like rugged mountain man thing.
Sure, yeah.
I up at the cabin start to raisin and turn into some sort of like mountain lady. I feel dried out and bloated all at the same time. My hair, I did take a shower and I like blew my hair out because my hair feels insane.
Huh.
Anyway, I feel like I get so not attractive up there, and yet it's your time to shine.
Oof.
But anyway, before we get started on this week's episode, because the holidays are upon us.
Love it.
Wanted to, first of all, thank our patrons, that's what they're called. Yes, patrons over on Patreon so much, and let all of y'all know that we are going to be having our annual holiday happy hour on patreon.com/nobody's listening right on Saturday, December 21st at 4 p.m. PST.
Nice.
It's always such a good time. So get your old fashions or whatever drink bevy of your choice, alcoholic or not, you do you. Meet us there. On top of that, it's a wonderful time to give your fellow nobodies a Patreon subscription. And you can do that by going to patreon.com/nobody's listening right/gift.
Oh.
And you can gift your bestie a subscription so they can have us hanging out with them once a month for our bonus episodes every single month.
I love that.
Lastly, if you want to get merch, we have the best merch in the game. Thanks to Kinship Goods. You can get a 10% discount if you join our Patreon. So all roads lead back to Patreon, patreon.com/nobody's listening right. Andy, is anyone out there listening?
Well, yes, indeed they are. Sending a huge shout out to Inky. Okay?
Inky?
Hi there. I'm a nobody from Finland who's currently living in Germany. I was recently on a holiday in Finland and, of course, listening to you two, so maybe it was me. I also recommended your podcast to all my friends over there. St. Monica, slam it. Beautiful. St. Monica brought me over here a year ago, and since then I've binged all your episodes twice.
Wow.
And I'm eagerly waiting for new ones to drop. Thank you all for the laughter and joy you bring us.
Inky totally got us up in the charts in Finland.
Yeah. But first, a word from this week's partner. Thanks to IBOTTA for supporting Nobody's Listening Right. IBOTTA is a free app that lets you earn cash back every time you shop. You can earn on hundreds of items from groceries to toys to tech. Download the IBOTTA app now and use code NLR to get 100% cash back on all your purchases. Go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free IBOTTA app now and use code NLR.
Also want to thank DIPSEA for supporting Nobody's Listening Right. DIPSEA is an app that has over 1,000 spicy audiobooks. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and realistic characters. Discover stories about second chance romances, adventurous vacation flings, and hot and heavy hookups. Get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/NLR. That's DIPSEA stories.com/NLR. So you and I just, as I mentioned, came back from the cabin. I'm a troll mountain woman. We hadn't been there in a long time, and I did not sleep well. Things felt, I don't know if Diamond Joe's around again. I had bad anxiety.
Really? Usually I don't sleep well, and I slept well both nights.
Well, I want to tell you about one of my anxieties, which we touched on a little bit, but part of the reason we hadn't been there in so long is because there were these horrible fires up there.
Yeah.
And in fact, like the area where our cabin was evacuated for weeks. Luckily, thank goodness, everything in our area was fine and untouched. However, this weekend was the first time driving up that we saw the devastation.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
Wow.
Never. I mean, I've seen fires.
You haven't seen
I don't want you to think I'm a little bitch who hasn't seen. I've seen so many fires. No, I have seen fire. I've seen tornadoes. No, I've seen lots of stuff.
You just haven't seen the wrath of a big wildfire. What
Not
about in
one-
Ojai? Remember those crazy fires? We've driven into Ojai after
That's
this.
true, but that was more of like a rolling hill situation. Yes, I know what you're talking about, like through Malibu. That was crazy too. But this was like huge mountain ranges where one side of the mountain is like beautiful fall colors. And then you turn like one little, what's that called? Switchback or whatever.
Yeah, switchback.
And it looks like you're in some sort of film, like apocalyptic, crazy film. And it was so depressing. And also this was a man-made fire.
Yeah.
I kept thinking about that.
A lot of people are pretty mad at that man if you get on the Facebook groups. Like, really mad at him.
Well, sure.
Because he pled not guilty or something like that.
Oh. So apparently there was a man who started this fire, and I would love, do you know the deets of like how they caught him and stuff?
Well, I don't know if it was actually our particular fire, because around this time, literally there were mountain fires.
No, I know, but it was him. It was our fire was that guy.
It was?
Yes.
Well, okay, I'm just not 100% sure, but they caught one of the guys probably. Okay,
sure.
Okay, fine, fair enough. So wait, then why are you asking me how they caught him?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It seems like you know what I'm about to say. If you're sure it's the guy that I'm about to talk about.
I don't. There's something to do, like...
But do you see the confusion?
On camera?
No, nothing on camera.
Okay.
But do you see what I'm saying? It's like you think, it's like you know what I'm going to say, but you're saying you don't know how they caught the guy.
No, you're saying we don't know. There were multiple fires. Okay.
No, okay.
And I'm saying I know for a fact that the person who started our fire was caught and arrested.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I don't know that the other fires had a person caught and arrested attributed to it.
Okay, well, that's where I think maybe there were people also with those. And right when our fire happened, there were a ton of fires happening, and they were all happening in like similar type areas, but like different mountain communities around LA and different mountain ranges too. But like it was pretty wild. They all happened at the same time. One of them, it was like so obvious they caught the guy because a fire, like it spreads. Like if you start a fire, it's like thin where it starts, and then it starts spreading out almost like a triangle. So there was basically on a hill a huge triangle pointing to this guy's house.
His house?
Yeah, it's like his backyard.
See, this is what I didn't know. I didn't know if there was like footage of him standing there with like, you know, a matchbook, lighting match after match in some like brushy area or something.
Right. Okay. And that's why I'm a little foggy on
tough stuff.
Because this was back in, I think, was it July when this happened? Or before July?
No.
Right in July, end of July.
August.
Yeah. So, but anyways, it's been a little bit, so I don't remember all the details because there were a bunch and they were all man-made, I think.
People are pretty pissed.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, because the amount of fire there was, like when you're driving up and you're seeing these huge mountains, like full sides of mountains gone, the amount of wildlife.
Well, that's most of the posts on the Facebook group are pissed off at this guy that are like, you piece of shit, what you did to the habitat of all these animals.
Also, I mean, all the beautiful trees, like it was wild driving down today as you're kind of in this magical fall wonderland of all these fall colors, and then boom, you're in death and destruction. It makes me nervous about like landslides.
Well, so I don't know if you noticed that. So typically it looked way worse before we got to see it now.
I know. Well, I'm like, the crews
incredible.
And also I kept thinking about the firefighters who were up there because there's this windy road going up this mountain and fire on both sides of you as far as the eye can see. Like they are so brave.
Yeah. Did you notice like in many of the burned areas, it was almost like dusty on the ground, looking sandy. Underneath that is like way more charred and whatnot. So like that was part of them doing their work to, I think, keep it from all the slides and stuff, helping with preventing that and whatnot. Yeah, they did a really good job.
Bang up.
Yeah. Incredible. It's like incredible. A lot
Yeah.
of work.
Wow.
Because one guy was flying too close to the sun. Literally.
Well, you started a fire once
Um.
in a Ritz-Carlton.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. No, I think you meant like a wildfire.
Oh, God. Why'd you have to pause and think about it?
I was trying to think if I've started any like little fires outdoors that then had to be caught. You know, very scary feeling when a fire gets away from you. A feeling that I think some people enjoy.
Okay, so can you talk about the fire you did start?
Oh, yeah. Me and a friend whose dad got divorced when we were in middle school. The dad moved into a Ritz-Carlton. We were going through our Zippo phase, the Zippo lighters.
Oh, yeah. Would you do the thing where you would do it on your jeans, like back and forth?
You know it.
Oh, my God. So cool.
So cool. And then we would get the Zippo fluid and we would paint things on the ground and then light it and you would see the flame follow it. But we were playing with our Zippos and tissue paper, I believe. Smart. In the Ritz-Carlton. And anyways, it got a little away from us and we burned a patch of carpet. And I don't know whatever happened because I left. But I don't want to say his name. I've said it before on the podcast if you've heard this. But yeah, I don't think he got in trouble. Speaking of it getting away from you and some people liking that feeling. Okay, so our cabin has a little back cabin that's separate from the bigger cabin. Yeah. And it's just like a little studio. It's really cute. It's like more like a sex dungeon. I mean, it might have been for Diamond Joe. There were poker tables back there and people had good times. I like your point, but I thought you would have colored that in a different way. Does poker tables have something to do with sex to you? Yes. What? How you want to fuck after you win. Oh, maybe. People who gamble, it's like gambling's the addendum to sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And gambling. Is addendum before or after? After. I think of gamblers, I don't know if they go hand in hand. I will tell you it goes hand in hand with unprotected sex, though, because they like to gamble on that. There you go. For sure. No. This place, though, when we bought it, had shag carpeting. I mean, it was all done in the 60s and people who liked to party. You could People tell. Probably had affairs in that area. For sure. If not, there were probably key parties. Interesting. So anyway, long story short, I'm getting weird vibes. I just recently told the story about Diamond Joe where on my friend's podcast, A Funny Feeling. I think that's what it's called, A Funny Feeling Pod. But how the guy who built this place, Diamond Joe, we would find random diamond cards all over the place. And then one night while asleep, I heard him rearranging chairs upstairs. And I went upstairs and he was sitting there in one of the chairs. And I knew it was him. And I was like, hey, we're good. And then I woke up from my dream. But I don't think I had ever dreamed that, I had gotten up from my sleep, in real time. Yeah, it seemed real. Yeah, like you're in that dimension. Okay. Are you cool with me? Yeah. Okay. See, I have so much anxiety. This is what happened. I drank a few glasses of wine last night. And the night before. It was like a holiday weekend. Yeah. And I'm the only one drinking. Yeah. Thanks for that. You know what? I think you're going to need to get used to that. I think I'm going to be drinking a lot less. Sorry. I know that's a bummer, and it bums me out that it's a bummer to you. No, I might be drinking less, too. I am bummed out that it doesn't... The reason I'm about to tell you. If I have more than 2 glasses of something... Yeah. I get terrible anxiety. Well, and usually it's if I'm at a party or something, then I'll be up all night going oh my God, when I said this, did it come across this way? Or does she not like me anymore? And, all of that stuff. Totally. But because it was just you and me and the kids playing Rummy Cube all night, I projected my anxiety onto you had wanted to try out the space heater in the back house to see how warm it got
to see if it's fit to have friends up finally after almost 4 years. Can we have friends up staying in the back house over the holidays? Well, I thought you had gone and turned the space heater on, and all night it's going through my head. Space heaters are like the #1 cause of house fires, and blah, 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 blah. And you had reassured me, like, the new ones have a lot of safety features.
Yeah.
But still, and I'm going, it would take like 15 minutes for the fire department to get here. Also, the water's off in the back house. Like, we can't even like throw some water at it.
Okay.
You know, I'm going crazy.
Okay.
To the point where, and I'm like, I should just get up and go turn it off at 2:30. If you look at our Ring cam, you'll see me at 2:30 a.m. go walk outside and just stare at the back house.
You walked outside, but you didn't go?
No.
Why?
No. Because I was like, this is crazy, and also it looked a little creepy.
Well, that's what I would say to you is, if I had that thought in the middle of the night, I'd be like, there's no fucking way I'm walking back there right now. Fuck it. Let it burn. Let me be the guy that started the wildfire.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that.
I'm joking. I have more faith in the modern space heater.
Anyway, I was up literally all night freaking out about that. Could not sleep a wink. And then, did you hear me breathing funny?
I was sleeping. How the fuck would I hear you breathing funny?
I live in my mind. I think you're like up with me. Okay. Anyway, I'm kind of like, we're going to spend the holidays at the cabin and I'm very excited, but the not being there for a while has kind of messed with me.
Interesting. It's funny that you mentioned the like weird vibes, because I will get it from time to time, but it's not necessarily associated with the cabin. It's more just like the whole area will feel creepy to me all of a sudden. But I didn't have that this time.
Good.
Yeah, and I slept like a baby.
Good.
And went snowboarding.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I had a nice.
That's why you look great, and I look
time.
like a shriveled troll.
I got I got physical exercise, snowboarding, and then I did like some cabin work. You know, felt like really virile, I think is what they say.
Virile.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about something else.
Great.
Did you see, this was probably a few weeks ago, but John Stamos's recent thing he did for Dave Coulier?
No.
Okay. I thought of this today because on my drive home, I was listening to our Queen, Lord, and Savior, Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
You Oughta Know.
Allegedly about Dave Coulier.
And if there are younger nobodies listening to this who are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Alanis Morissette, singer, our generation in the 90s, she like changed music for me. It was like the breakup, what's that called? Banger of our generation. Her, You Oughta Know, maybe it didn't affect you as much, but Trust, I went to see her a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was me and a sea of middle-aged women just like losing our fucking minds.
Yeah. She was huge.
She was huge, and also I had never heard anger, like raw anger in a song like that.
Yeah.
And it was based on a breakup, and I remember for our generation how insane it is, looking back on it, that then the word got out that the person she is singing about is none other than the star of the like cheesiest sitcom.
Not the star, the third billing.
Yes, yes. Sorry, forgive
You're
me.
gonna put him above Stamos and Saget,
and not even Lori Loughlin. I'm gonna. He's
hold the goddamn
Candace
phone. No.
Or whatever her name is.
Lori Loughlin way below Dave Coulier on that cast list.
Cut it out.
No. I would say you had Saget, then Stamos, Coulier, the same. Stamos took on a bigger stardom, I think.
This is the birth of Mary-Kate and Ashley
Yeah. A lot of big
Olsen.
people came out of that.
And it was a great show, very well written for what it was, but it's cheesy as hell.
Sure.
Coulier literally had a tagline, is that what it's called or whatever? I mean, they all probably did.
Yeah, they all did.
But anyway, to have found out that this rage anthem, and it's so raw. It was the first song I ever heard where she says, like, are you thinking of me when you fuck her?
Mm-hmm.
Think about how rebellious that was. I know we heard a lot of like, I'm fucking bitches and hoes and jamming my dick in their mouth and their pussies and stuff. And,
fun stuff
from the rap side, and I'm slapping them around, this dumb bitch.
Yeah.
But to hear like the feelings of women encompassed in this way, and then to find out it was Dave Coulier was absolutely insane.
I think I understand where you're coming from, especially because his character was pretty cheesy. One of the cheesier characters on the show. He was a magician. He did magic on the show, right?
I think so.
But I think, and here's what I don't know. I don't know if she was dating him then or dating him before that show, which, like, he was a legit...
I think before.
A legit stand-up that got cast on that show. So, like, he was...
Well, here's the...
Either way, he's super cool to date in that time.
I don't think so. I mean, just go with me on this ride as a 16-year-old, okay?
Sure.
Oh my God, this song is everything. And it's so good. Like, I hope you feel it when I scratch my nails down someone else's back. Like, all this really good power stuff.
So the woman was then fucking someone else and scratching that guy's back because she was still mad at Dave? That seems weird. I hope you feel it. I feel bad for the guy in between.
When I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. I hope you feel it.
So it's good scratches on this guy?
It's just...
Explain it.
Don't worry too much about it. You need to just
it.
listen to it. You don't know this? Is she perverted like me?
Well, I know that I know that part resonates for you. Is she perverted like me?
Well, okay. Anyway, so to as a 16-year-old then go, that guy? And then you're looking at Dave Coulier going, wait, there's got to be something to this guy.
Yes.
Like, it can't just be that guy. It can't be my perception of that guy that inspired this song from her.
Okay, so is this now this weird fantasy catalyst for you to fantasize about Dave Coulier now? Because you're like, wait, but what is going on there?
Yes. So what's crazy is some of the lyrics. Now this is about to get really dark.
You need to pull the lyrics up then.
I'm saying them just fine.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I don't want to say this, but
say it.
This is my dark and twisted brain to go here. So this is a real song she wrote about a real person who happens to be an actor playing the role of this dorky guy. But it's there's something along the lines of does she
pull up the lyric? Actually, while you're pulling it up, say what you think it is. That way it'll be fun to see if it's exactly what you remembered.
Okay. It's something along the lines of, and when you're with her, did you tell her how you told me you'd hold me until you die, but you're still alive.
Okay, that's a cool lyric. That's a great lyric, and not what I thought you were going with.
The lyrics are unreal. Like, they're incredible. No, and every time you speak her name, did she know how you told me you'd hold me until you died, but you're still alive, and I'm here. Okay, so anyway, he has cancer. This is horrible. Okay.
Oh my God. What?
Okay.
What?
No, this is very sad, obviously.
Fuck.
No, it is. Listen, obviously, now I hope he beats it.
Yeah, me too.
But it is a weird thing to be listening to this song today. And
you were listening to the song today?
Yes, and going, oh my God, that was a wild time. And like, she put that lyric in the song. Like, I wonder what she feels when she hears, not that I don't think that she wishes ill will on him now that it's many decades later, but.
And I don't, just so you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Alanis Morissette is having any weird feelings about her role in this, okay, at all.
Okay.
She's probably more like, oh man, that's so sad. Dave has cancer. Like,
Yes.
he was an important part in my life.
Yes.
And for all the angst she wrote about in that song, I bet there's a bunch of tender moments that she remembers too. I bet it's way more nuanced. And I bet she heard the news and was like super bummed and maybe even shot him an email or text.
Yes. Now, I don't know what they can't. Oh, he has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is horrible. But hopefully he's getting treatment and hopefully we'll beat it. Okay, here's where Stamos comes in. Mm-hmm. Now, imagine the conversation between Stamos and Uncle Joey. Okay.
Okay.
Which is, oh my God, I got diagnosed with cancer.
Okay, well, hold on. You said imagine it between Stamos and Dave Coulier?
Yes.
Not Stamos, I forget his name, and Uncle Joey.
No.
Okay. So I'm not picturing a Full House episode now. This is them now, their age in real life?
Yes.
Okay, I can imagine this, yeah.
Okay. Hey, dude, how's it going? I have some really sad news to share with you. I got diagnosed with cancer, but I'm going to go through treatment. I'm going to beat this.
Yeah.
And what do you think Stamos's plan is, or like response?
Oh, he's going to do something cool, I guess, for him.
Yeah, you know what?
Beach Boys show at his house?
Have you shaved your head yet? 'Cause he's about to start chemo.
Stamos asks him that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we role playing right now? I'm really confused. You keep.
Okay.
Okay.
So, listen. I feel bad that I was laughing so hard. It was more just about, obviously, how, the brain takes a weird journey with this stuff. I don't find this funny in the least. Obviously, my heart goes out to him and his family. But what was wild was Stamos supported his friend by posting this picture with Coulier's newly shaved head. I'm going to show it to you, okay?
Okay. That's so sweet.
What?
That Stamos shaved his head.
It would be, but he's wearing a bald cap.
What?
He's wearing a bald cap. You heard me.
What?
You heard me.
How do you know that? Does it say that?
Yes. And then Coulier did post, I'm sorry to see a bunch of negative comments, and now I'm going to feel like an asshole once again, me, Elizabeth. It's our friendship, me and John, and this is how we are handling a very tough time. I'm a comedian, and humor is what drives me. John knows how to cheer me up, and I laughed out loud when he arrived wearing a bald cap. Okay, so that's their thing. That's nice.
Yeah.
Strange choice, though, to post that picture.
Who posted it?
Stamos.
Yeah, it is a little odd because it's not a gesture, really. You were making your friend laugh, but
you're
you weren't
mocking the gesture, and maybe you have a relationship where you're like, I'm obviously not going to shave my head. Like, have you seen my hair?
Well, it is John Stamos.
It is. And yes.
But also you could argue if he did actually shave his head, that's what is super meaningful.
By the way, if I ever am afflicted with cancer, which I sure hope after this episode, I haven't written
Definitely the Vegas odds have skyrocketed, the Vegas karma odds.
You don't need to shave your head. I don't want to look at, I think it's very sweet when that happens and stuff.
Yeah.
But a couple things. One is now it feels a little bit like performance art. Like it's almost the expectation. Two, I don't want to be looking at your bald, our kids don't need to have two bald parents walking around.
Okay, so
and I like your hair.
Your team
and I want you to keep taking the minoxidil and keep that hair. Yes.
In this whole argument.
Yes.
This discourse that's going on. This is a long way to say you don't understand why people are up in arms about this. Leave Stamos alone.
No, well, I hadn't read Coulier's note until just now.
Was his note there originally, or was it after the backlash?
After the backlash. I thought it was uncouth.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, but
It
now
is.
I have a peek inside their relationship.
Cool. I want to circle back to one thing that I thought we were talking about until you dropped this bomb in here. Just real quick. I understand 16-year-old you sees Dave Coulier as this, funny magician, cheesy character from a very famous family sitcom, right? Wow, that's wild that Alanis wrote this crazy song about him. But imagine you as 24-year-old you, let's just say, okay? And whoever of that day is, let's just say you're 24 when Full House is out, okay? And you're out clubbing in Hollywood, and you go to the club. And
Clubbing in Hollywood?
You see fucking Stamos, and you're like, holy shit, there's fucking Stamos.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see fucking Dave Coulier, you'd be like, holy shit, it's fucking Dave Coulier. You would want to fuck both of those guys.
Oh, yeah. And Dave, I would probably go for Dave.
You personally, yes. But but do you see what I'm saying? Is he was a huge, huge star.
Yeah.
You're thinking that Alanis wrote the song about Joey, the character. Not Dave, the wildly successful actor, but we also think she might have dated him before that, maybe successful comedian. But that's where I think the disconnect is, which is fun, and I get it. But I'm just saying...
I also don't know, this is before I knew any actors.
Well, right.
I was in St. Louis. I was like, he was him as far as I knew. Talk about, Bob Saget, for example.
Right.
When I got to know his real comedy and how edgy and kind of fucked up it is,
yeah,
I was so overjoyed to learn that dichotomy. Another word used in that song.
Really?
No, duplicity. What's the difference?
I know if you're duplicitous, if you're duplicitous, is that being phony?
Deceitfulness, double dealing. Anyway, so yes, you're right. But back then, and the impact that song had on me and millions of girls, I had never name a song that I guess encompassed that kind of heartsick anger. You can hear it in her voice.
I don't really know how to answer your question, but it seems like that she channeled something that your generation was like, yeah, this is how we feel.
Correct.
You perverted like me. Yeah.
Every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Can you feel it?
I still don't understand that part, though. Because she's doing that because she likes the new guy.
Yeah, but it's also a little bit like, ooh, what was that? like he's going grocery shopping or something, and he's like, ugh.
And is she fucking someone else?
Yes, and also like,
okay,
you know what?
It works for me now. It works for me now.
You never had your heart broken, really?
Mm-hmm.
We've established this. You're so lucky. Just no one's breaking your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's because you had too many walls up, or like you were going to break first? You're going to break their heart first?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, one thing that you want when your heart is broken is for them to regret it so fully. Like, that's part of it. Where you're like, you want them to feel jealous of you. That's why anytime, like, in movies and stuff, when they're going to go see or know that the ex is going to be there, they want to look really good and, all of that stuff.
You want to glow up after the breakup.
Yes.
Ideally.
Because
the other way is like not, you don't want to feel like the loser out of the breakup.
But first, a word from our sponsor, DIPSEA. Hey, y'all, it's time to take a break from the doom scrolling and treat yourself to some me time instead. DIPSEA's spicy bite-sized stories get you right to the good part. trust me. So you can escape into a romance whenever you need a break. Whether you're commuting, relaxing, need to unwind during these stressful holidays, DIPSEA is the perfect escape from the daily grind. What I love about DIPSEA is it's the female-founded app for spicy audiobooks and more, and it shows. Created by women for women, their app has over 1,000 spicy audiobooks, all crafted by a team of professional writers and top-tier narrators. I love this content so much, it really pulls you in. And with their easy-to-explore app, you can search for your favorite romance genres like contemporary, historical, dark, sports, western, sapphic, and more. New chapters are released every week, so if you're like me and you kind of hook into one story, mine, of course, features a professor's assistant and a student, you will always have something to look forward to coming up. For listeners of the show, DIPSEA is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/NLR. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to dipseastories.com/NLR. Again, dipseastories.com/NLR.
Big shout out to this week's partner, IBOTTA's. Big holidays mean big family get-togethers, so gather your loved ones, enjoy all of the holiday traditions you cherish with the help of a little cash back from IBOTTA. This month, IBOTTA is giving new users 100% cash back on all of your holiday feast activities. Just add the offers in the app to redeem for everything you need to make your holiday feast complete. All you have to do is shop at your favorite retailers and upload your receipt. I can vouch for that. Almost every grocery store you can imagine is in the IBOTTA app. I know mine is in there. Other apps give you points that don't amount to much, but with IBOTTA, you get real cold, hard cash that you can use and cash out to your bank account, PayPal, or even gift cards. Download the IBOTTA app now and use code NLR to get 100% cash back on all your holiday feasts. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free IBOTTA app and use code NLR. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store and use that code NLR.
Have you heard of this trend on social media called low aesthetic?
No.
It's really refreshing. You know, so obviously I don't get it in my feed because my feed is now completely overtaken with priest thirst traps and Christian stuff. But there's a lot of the flashy, I don't know if that still happens as much, the flashy, like, I'm getting on my private jet and I'm, you know, like, look at the bling. And
Yeah.
Low aesthetic is, hey, I'm having lunch with my grandma and I'm going to go pick her up in my, like, 1998 Toyota, you know, what's a Toyota? Like, what's a Toyota sedan?
What year did you say again?
1998.
Yeah, Camry.
Celica. And it's like, you know, it's just like normal. And
but it's
being like the opposite of flashy, like very kind of frugal and...
But posting it as if it was flashy, like
yeah,
giving
like,
it the same reverence in posing?
No. It's like, here's my low aesthetic life that I'm sharing with you.
Oh, but you're calling it out as low aesthetic?
Yeah.
That's not cool to me.
Okay.
Speaking of that kind of post, though, at the mountain, the ski resort yesterday, there were these girls that were learning how to snowboard. And I'd clocked them earlier because they just stood out because they kind of looked like influency.
They're cute.
They were like cuter.
Hot.
They were good looking girls.
Did you get a little tickle in your big hole?
It was pretty cold outside, so I didn't have to worry about that. Okay. So, but anyways, they're not good, right? So what I'm saying is like I am noticing the cute girls that are like keep falling and are like littered
and
all over the run.
And like, oh my God.
Right. And
Tiffany.
You're nailing it. Anyways, so I see them earlier snowboarding. Then I see them a little later. I'm coming down to the bottom of the mountain, and one of them is posing for her, you know, the pic probably for Instagram, right? And it was the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen because it's like no shame, right?
Yes.
And there's one girl taking the picture of the other, and the way she's posing, it's like she's just in front of a ski lift, right?
Yeah.
But she's like crouched in this weird way, sticking her ass out, and then like I don't like, mugging for the camera in this way. But I was like, this is what these people like. I'd never seen it in the flesh in such a wild location.
Right.
Where it's like, why are you posing like
It's
your body doesn't look that way?
I know, but they know how to do it
Yeah.
so that when you see it on the gram, it looks great. There's a real skill to it that I do not possess. I mean, I've been posting a few more reels lately.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like so bad at it. And the angles, and there's a real skill to these influencers and how they, and it's similar to like makeup, where I've never figured it out. I've never cracked the code. And some people either just kind of come correct, like they know what they're doing out the gate. They pick things up along the way. But those influencers, it's like, I feel like it's like baked in as they're growing up. Like, this is how you do. This is how the angle.
Crazy.
I have a friend who you're friends with as well.
Okay.
And she's an actor, but she's not someone I know from like comedy or that part of my life, actually.
Okay.
But she is an actor. And I've noticed.
You know her from Dog Agility?
Yes. I've noticed that, like, when we take pictures together, and she'll send me the picture, and I look hideous, even if I thought I was looking cute in the moment. And she has the same lighting, same angles, same everything, but knows what to do. Like, she knows her shit.
That's wild.
She's very good at that.
That's fun.
And lots of other things.
But it's like, that's like anything, right? It's like chefs. Whew.
Talk to me about that.
Well, we're watching like Bake Off right now.
Yeah.
And it's like some people, it just kind of clicks for them.
What do you mean?
And you're just like good at it. And you have to work at it, obviously. But like, if you're becoming a great baker, there's something about baking catches you, and then you start doing it, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, you're really good at it.
Yes.
But then you come on like a show like Bake Off, and you watch all these people realize like, oh, I'm actually really good at this, actually.
I know. That's my favorite thing about
Bake Off.
The Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
Or baking show.
I think here they call it show because of some rights thing.
Okay. So
Bake Off.
I love watching their confidence develop.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah. But I'm saying it is a real thing. It's like it's a natural talent in all of these things. So some people that are really good at makeup, obviously they had a curiosity and want to get good at it. But there's going to be some people that are probably just inherently better at doing it than someone else because they have a God-given talent, maybe?
Yes. I totally believe in the God-given talent, Lord above.
Yeah.
I think, you have that more than, well, we don't need to compare ourselves, but like, well, I guess I'm kind of self-taught in writing as well. I mean, I went to school and stuff, like wrote essays and things like that, did creative writing. But I didn't go to, I majored in economics.
Yeah.
But you have a God-given gift, obviously, in music, but also the fact that you were never like formally trained.
Oh, right.
Which I think that you've talked about wishing that hadn't been the case. But I think that the fact that it is the case is so cool because, like, that that's just innate.
Yeah, sort of. It's a hint. I'll tell you a perfect hindrance of it. Happened very recently.
Okay.
Our daughter was invited over to like a band session with her friends. I go over there. Our daughter's going to play bass. There's a drummer. There's a violin player. There's a guitar player. There's a singer. And there's a piano player.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a lot to get that many kids.
Too many kids.
And me being the music guy.
Oh, boy.
I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to kind of get roped into helping these kids. And sure enough, I
knew it.
You
were like,
myself.
I'm not going to. But you can't. It makes you an asshole, like in that situation.
Right. And so I wanted to get them started because they were having a hard time getting off the ground. And anyways, that's what I did. And I'm helping them. They're working on a Ramones song. It was very cute. And I'm doing a good job of helping them and getting it to kind of come together. But the one part, the adorable little piano player is asking me, like, okay, what part am I playing this? What part am I playing this? What part am I playing this? And they have their piano music, but there's no lyrics on the piano music.
No.
And I'm like, I
I
can't
have
read
no
music
idea.
that well. I'm like, I don't fucking know. And I can sort of figure it out because of like the repetition of the chords of the Ramones song and whatnot. But most people in my position and field would be able to be like, yeah, you're here, then here, then here.
So how do you make her feel like she's the idiot who's not?
I know. I feel kind of bad. I navigated it the
No.
best as I could.
You didn't.
No, I didn't. But it was awkward. I'm like, I wish I could, look
Did
at
you
this.
say I actually can't read music?
No, I didn't.
It's an innate God-given gift I have.
I wanted to share you a quick little thing that I saw that I thought would be right up your alley. Did you know that sea cucumbers can breathe out of their butts?
I have some follow-up questions. Mm-hmm. How do they know it's their butts?
You know what? That's really interesting because when I said that to you, you probably thought, yeah, of course they can. Because when you picture a sea cucumber, they're like doing that kind of motion, right? And this, where my fingers are coming together, is like kind of like the butt, maybe?
Maybe, but I think that the thing that you're breathing out of, just by virtue of it being, you're using it to breathe, is like your mouth face area.
Right.
So
Nose.
is it more just that is it not so much that they breathe out of their butts, but is it more that they poop out of their mouths?
Wow. Okay, unfortunately, we're not even staying in cucumber land. This is just like an entrance to something else.
Okay.
But what a great hypothesis that you just put forth there. I'm assuming that maybe they're breathing out of two different areas, in one's butt and one's nose face.
Okay.
But I don't think they have a face like we think of a face.
Well, we also breathe out of our butts.
What do you mean?
Gas in our body escapes through our butt.
I don't know if that would be considered breathing, though. But it's funny that you mentioned that because this is what I want to talk to you about. There were some Japanese scientists that after hearing that sea cucumbers breathe through their butts said, I wonder if mammals can breathe through their butts. Okay? And these guys just won an award. Because, I'm going to read this to you. This is crazy.
Is it like the award their mommies made for them? It's like the best scientist.
No, it's from MIT, actually.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Japanese researchers discovered that the mesh of fine blood vessels beneath a mammal's rectal lining can absorb oxygen. Now they've just won an award for what they found, that mammalian assholes can absorb oxygen in a medical emergency. They tested their discovery on mice, rats, and pigs. They deprived the animals of oxygen. That's not very nice. And then gave them oxygen-rich enemas in liquid and gas form, and their theory was correct. Now, let me read a little more. You look stunned.
Hang on. Mm-hmm. So, I guess, isn't the whole thing with oxygen is you want to get it to your brain?
I don't know about that. I think you need it everywhere.
And lungs and stuff. But like,
well, the lungs are doing stuff with it.
How does the cells in your asshole getting oxygen help you when you haven't had oxygen?
Because I think it's entering the body. You're just getting it everywhere, I assume.
Okay.
The animal's blood becomes enriched with oxygen
There we go.
that was then pumped through their circulatory system. They effectively breathe through their butts. If you think that sounds like a waste of research money, the silly-sounding discovery could have huge applications in administering oxygen to emergency patients.
They always find a way to get to your butt. You know?
You know, what if, like, we start having, emergency breathing enemas?
Well, the one thing I will say, where the area that I think that this would be extremely helpful for.
Really? You already have an area it would be extremely helpful for. Is this a Shark Tank moment?
So if I'm choking, you don't worry about the Heimlich. Just pull down my pants and go get an oxygen tank and shove her up there. Like step one.
He's been choking for 30 minutes, but we got him on the enema. So he's okay. But we need to, can you clear the airway now to the EMT?
Now, I am really curious, it's called air hunger, that a lot of times people at the end stages of their life experience. And one of the ways that hospice nurses help people who are suffering from this is by blowing like a fan in their face. Something about the air rushing at their face makes the feeling like you're not getting enough breath.
Is air hunger, it's like you're gasping, you're not getting enough oxygen?
No, actually, I don't think, I think it's more of a sensation than the actual lack of.
And one of the hacks or like sort of fixes is blowing air at their face?
Medication that, yes,
I don't think this is helping that.
I know, but so my question though is for these mice and rats and stuff, if someone is choking and blacking out and someone goes and puts some oxygen in their butt, is the sensation of needing air gone because your body's being oxygenated through the blood?
Well, interesting, because if you think of someone choking, the fear starts happening because you are having that feeling that I can't breathe.
Yes.
And it feels similar like if you were drowning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Whereas, okay, if you go scuba diving and your thing's working, you're fine underwater.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're getting the oxygen.
But
it's still a weird situation. You're underwater and you're breathing. Right. But
that's what I'm saying is, does it take the panic of I can't get a breath away? Because you don't need the breath to oxygenate your body.
I would hope so.
And I
would
wonder
that
how
be a huge discovery?
I mean, huge. Now I see why MIT's handing out the awards.
Wow. But this is weird. The award MIT gave is called the IG Nobel Prize to honor fascinating...
Instagram.
And well, it stands for... The name is a bit of a joke. It stands for ignoble. And the awards are split into 10 categories by field of search, each honoring the weirdest but still endlessly fascinating work of researchers worldwide. So it almost sounds like MIT is like, this is interesting, but like kind of dumb. But what you're saying, and what if someone's hearing this right now? What if it is a crazy unlock for those scenarios? Because, like, what if it's just easier to get something in someone's butt than...
Well, okay, I know this is very different, but being severely dehydrated and, like, having, like, thirst because you need to drink the water.
Yeah.
But then you go to a hospital, they put an IV, and you feel amazing. It's going through your blood. You don't need to drink anymore. You're hydrated.
What if there's also like a discreteness to this? Because you know how like people will do O's to like performance enhance?
O's.
Oxygen.
What? They'll do them? What do you mean?
I think there's something like where you can get cans of oxygen and just like do it to yourself.
Sure.
What if this is like the next performing enhancement thing where you have like oxygen hooked up to your butt while you're playing sports or something?
My question for the researchers is, they said in emergency situations.
Yeah.
Now, does the emergency unlock those cells, or can they always be oxygenated?
Well, that's right. That's the big question, probably.
We're such idiots.
Yeah, it's like if you're drowning, if for somehow you can get your butt above the water but not your head, does that buy you like 10 minutes?
I don't think that works.
Like that's the new protocol?
I don't think it's just exposing your anus to air. I think it probably has to, like, something's got to go in you.
There's so much magic happening there, though, because, like, remember the whole fad of, like, sunning your perineum that happened the last 5 years?
No.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Google perineum sunning.
No, I don't want to Google that.
I think that's pretty safe.
Okay.
Just don't click on any links unless it's, like, a reputable source. And do perineum sunning.
A controversial wellness practice that involves exposing the perineum to sunlight.
No, it's become a big thing.
Why?
Because some people claim like big health benefits from it.
Oh, we're all so stupid.
But are we, though?
Yes, you and next week I do want to talk about this
Perineum Sunning?
the waste documentary we watched where I'm like, humans are so dumb. And
Right.
I know that we're two of the dumb, not you, actually.
Thank you.
Me. But who decided, it's taking me back to that like horse tranquilizer was like the thing that would cure COVID, and Trump talking about
Ivermectin?
drinking bleach and all this shit.
Just type in benefits of perineum sunning.
Wait, Vice has an article that says, why are people sunning their arseholes on TikTok?
Great.
Oh my God. The picture is so funny. It's some
That's a good
guy's
picture.
knees up in the air with his shorts. Okay.
We're also so late to this.
Do you...
It's just embarrassing how late we are to this.
We never have our perineums on the pulse.
No.
Do you know another word that people use for perineum? Perineum?
Anal button?
The gooch?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, gooch.
How do you know that?
Just the gooch. Your gooch.
At least 3 minutes at a time creates a surge in energy equivalent to walking around in the sun all day, which doesn't sound energizing to me.
Sorry, say that part again?
This, for at least 3 minutes at a time, creates a surge in energy equivalent to walking around in the sun all day, which sounds energy draining to me, or having a cup of coffee. It's like, just have a cup of coffee.
I don't know. Caffeine doesn't really agree with me. What if you do this for 3 minutes and you're like, oh my God, I feel like
Okay, a
I'm ready for the
regular
day.
gooch sunner based in New York, Abu Shady, said, it honestly feels really good to have the warmth of the sun shining down there. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Like,
Yeah, it
I'm
probably
sure
does.
it would be nice to have warm sun shining there.
Yeah.
But like, it's a feeling you can't really describe unless, well, now I want to go try it.
Wait, say it.
You can't describe unless you experience it. It's like the sunlight fills your being from the bottom up. Okay,
Let me say
he's
this
doing
out.
a great.
Check this out.
He's doing a great job.
Check this out. The sun is powerful, right? Can we agree on that? So powerful that if we humans stare at it with our eyes, what happens? We go blind, right?
Yes, it burns your retinas.
So that's one of our intake zones, right? For that, but it's very bad.
Yes.
But your butt is another intake zone, but you're not going blind there, and maybe you are getting some sort of crazy energy from it.
It's just like sunning yourself anywhere is not that good of an idea. Dr. Karen Raj recently posted a video on TikTok explaining the dangers of exposing this thin skin to the sun. Please don't harvest solar energy with your butthole.
Of course her name's Karen, am I right?
His name.
Oh.
So anyway, I'm sure. So a lot of gooch sunners seem to cite the freedom they experience while sunning. They're not just doing it for the energy benefits, but how it makes them feel internally. Well, this is similar to like nudist colonies and, like freeing the societal restrictions on you that say, hey, don't go sticking your asshole up towards the sun.
But it also seems outside of that just maybe placebo effect. It's similar to if you're into like essential oils or something. You're like, this is great for me. I feel better from it. I feel better because I sunned my gooch. Maybe it's
I'm
just
so
like in your head.
embarrassed for these people. Look at this picture. Like, how humiliating. And also, it's two people
Are there
completely naked.
Are there
Why
names
don't they
credited
have,
on this?
Yeah, why don't they?
For real?
Yes. Why don't they have shirts on?
I love that.
You don't need to be naked to sun your gooch.
If you Google these people's name, this is what photo comes up on Google image search. That's fantastic.
James and Chelsea.
Good for them.
Anyway, well, that's something I didn't know about.
Yeah. But anyways, congrats to this research team.
Yes. Wonderful.
Very wonderful.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Shh.